Yo, what's up? How y'all doing? Um, so I thought I was done recording for tonight, but apparently there's a hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta do this because I don't know what's going on with this shit. I'm trying to upload the debate between Abba and Stevie Knight, and apparently it looks like Stevie on his Night Talk channel. Resume videos. Uh, okay, so apparently Stevie and ABBA did a debate and shit, right? So I did a reaction to that, and it looks like this is a reaction to the debate that Steve has afterwards. It said, "Damn, ABBA's fake." The reason why I say it's a reaction to it, because the previous video before that is this one right there, the 58K view ones, and then damn, ABBA's fake. So I'm kind of curious about what's going on here. I got food in the microwave, so I'll probably like pause it in like 2 minutes to go get me my food. But y'all will know. Well, y'all will know that because y'all gonna see me pause it. But that's neither here nor there. So let's get into the video.
I cannot say that I saw this coming. Look like Abba made a follow-up video to our debate the other day when we were debating Kirk issues, and he's titled this video "This Debate Red Pilled Me," but it's the thumbnail he got a picture of me and him on it. You know what I mean? And Abba ain't no stranger to doing the extra, so I'm wondering what the angle is, bro. Cause you know what I mean, I ain't take anything negative from that experience. I thought it was a pretty cordial, productive conversation. You know
I, I thought from how I seen the debate, I thought the debate ended on that. That's why I'm kind of confused too. How confused too. The debate ended on a good note on both sides. Like Abba wanted it to end on a good note. Priest did too. They ended it laughing and joking. So let's see
yeah.
what he says in the video.
So yeah, this video was 31 minutes long, man. But let's get it.
Do you agree that there's a lot of parents who neglect those children?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think that those kids should suffer because they have bad parents?
No.
Okay,
I don't
so
think
so
they should, but bad shit happens.
on to the
You
next
know,
point.
and there's so many people that die from car accidents, bro. You get shit. It's bad. Up shit happens. Like we can't save everybody. We can't save everybody, bro. Like it is.
But just because we can't save everybody doesn't mean we don't try.
I'm advocating for kids to take advantage of the surplus of food available to them in the different ways that it is.
Yeah.
It's not on somebody to do it, bro. Like, you know, you're shitty parents. I get it, dog. This life. Life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is.
Yeah, but I had a debate with Stevie Knight from Night Talk. He reached out to me to have a discussion after he covered our Kirk video a while back. There's like two parts that really like threw me off a lot.
There should be free school lunch for all children.
No.
Why?
Of course not. Because parents should feed their kids, not the government.
What if they can't?
Let's go get a job.
A child? You
No,
want child
the parents should go get the job. You are a dem, dude. Don't give me this stuff. First of all, this is really.
I want children to eat.
Of course I do. Show me a single child in America going hungry. Doesn't exist. It does not exist. We have a child obesity problem.
So I'm like, if you just Google it, what he said is a blatant lie. But the smugness with which he said that.
Says in the U.S., around 13 to 14 million children experienced
I'll be right back.
food insecurity in recent years, with 1 in 5 children lacking consistent access to enough food. This condition, known as food insecurity, means families don't have reliable access to enough food. The number has seen a significant increase, with 2022 data showing a rise in child food insecurity, reversing previous declines. But where in that does it say kids are starving? We can't be switching words out now, man. Food insecurity is entirely different than starving. That was the question posed in that debate with Kirk. And even with addressing this topic, I mean, I haven't seen where he's going with it, bro. But this video was one of the videos Alba cherry picked to manufacture a narrative about Kirk, trying to highlight him as disgusting. So like we're moving the goalposts and discussing a different topic. Hopefully he doesn't take. You know what? I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait before I get ahead of what's going on here, man, because he may address it. But yeah, it says food insecurity, bro. It doesn't say people starving. No, let me ask Chat GPT and see how many people are actually starving in America, because I don't even need to look up the stat. I know. I'm 99.9% sure that we do not have a starvation problem in America. Um, is there a child? You know what? I ain't gonna leave it open like that. How many children are starving? I'm trying to be objective about this. I don't want to be a leading question into, my bias. Um, how many children are suffering from starving in America? So, short answer, about 13 to 14 million children in the U.S. live in food insecure households in 2023. What the fuck does food insecure mean? A bit more detail on what those words mean. Most official counts use the term food insecure, not the clinical word starving. Food insecurity means a household sometimes lacked enough money or resources or other resources for adequate food. It ranges from worrying about running out of food to skipping meals. According to USDA, ERS, and major anti hunger groups, nearly 14 million children live in a food insecure household in 2023. That represented about one child in five experiencing some level of food insecurity during the year. Local conditions vary a lot. Some countries and communities have much higher child food insecurity rates. Important distinction.
The reason why I left to go, I get my food because I knew he was going to talk about this for a minute. I think the reason that made me watch it was somebody was reacting to it. I seen it on his shit and I was trying to look for the video and now I found it. So yeah, but I knew it was good.
Starving describes severe malnutrition and is relatively rare in the U.S. The larger measurable problem is food insecurity. People missing meals, cutting portion sizes, or not having reliable access to nutritious food. Surveys show many parents skip or reduce their own meals to feed children, so child hunger is a serious public health and developmental issue, even if full clinical starvation is uncommon. I mean, so we're talking about two different things, but I, for the sake of the argument, I guess I'll give him this food insecure point he's trying to make, man. But that wasn't the question that was posed to Kirk. Like we don't have a starvation problem. You know what I mean, skipping meals, not getting the nutritious meals, bodies require. It's another conversation. But
In my reaction in the debate, I made it clear that I feel like yeah, we gotta clarify that. If the kids are starving and they're hungry, is it because they don't have access to food? Is it because is there because it's a lack of food in the household? Is it because like the parents are withholding food from them? It could be a multitude of reasons that lead to that.
at the same time, we
Watch my reaction on the debate, bro. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good debate. It's a pretty good debate. Even if you don't want to watch it, I got the debate in the description link, or you could just go to Night Talk and look at it, or Abba's channel. It's a good debate. I think y'all should check it out regardless.
talking about schools providing the foods and
I prefer y'all watch it from me, with my reaction. But listen, regardless of that, it's a good debate. I think you should watch it wherever you choose to watch it.
I don't know how familiar y'all are with the actual food that these public schools give children at the cafeteria, bro. It ain't the highest of quality, right? And that's a whole different conversation, bro. But anyway, I want to continue before I start nitpicking this shit like crazy.
What he said is a blatant lie. But the smugness with which he said that stuff, he's like, well, the parents should pay it. Well, we all know there's bad parents out there. We all know there's like parents who neglect their kids, parents who got on drugs, whatever it could be. And Stevie was like aggressively defending this stance. Go get food stamps. You can get food at churches. There's no reason to starve. Do you remember that?
Yeah, there's no reason to starve in America. It's like 1% of households. What I say, starve. This is food insecurity. Starving and food insecurity are entirely two different things. You saw the stat. It says starvation is extremely uncommon, extremely rare in America, but they came up with a new definition or a new problem labeled food insecurity, which means you may not have adequate food available. You may skip meals. You're still eating. You're not starving. That's a different problem, man. So we're moving the goalpost. We're moving the goalpost. I wish we could have gotten this conversation during the debate and not trying to do this, after the fact shit.
I mean, you can't say that, Steve, because he tried to. You didn't want to Google it. If you had Googled it, you would have seen food insecurity shit right there, like he just posted that. If you had Googled that search in that debate, bro, you would have had it, and then you could have combated with what you're saying right now. So it's not his fault, gang. It's your fault because you saying you didn't want to Google it. It's your fault.
Man, but yeah, this is cap. All right, this is cap.
Like uh, I guess, technically a hunger issue, bro. But people are not starving to death in America, bro. Motherfuckers are fat as hell.
But I remember just throwing me off because I'm like, what possesses an adult to look like a 7-year-old? And like I said, there's 14 million kids suffer from food scarcity. That means they don't know where they're gonna get their next meal. I went to school with niggas like that. Y'all didn't go to school with nobody who just sometimes they would show up and they didn't have a lunch, and the teacher would sometimes have to fill in if they would. But I remember some
I gotta
lunches.
say this again, bro. You clearly saw me state that there is no starvation problem in America. Children are not emaciated. When I'm talking about this, I'm thinking of the likes of like famine. You know what I mean? Skinny extremities.
And to be fair to Stevie, he said that in the debate. Like he made that clear. Like he stated that people like America's not going to a state of famine. Like he said that in the debate verbatim.
Popped out bellies, like really starving. People in America do not know what starving feels like. We don't suffer from that. Anyway.
The kids didn't get shit. They used to have to eat out of other kids' boxes. And, people are like, oh, well, what's wrong with skipping a meal? When you're in development, it's bad. It stunts their growth. Their academic scores are lower on average as well.
It is hard to believe, but a government report out tonight says more than 17 million American children don't know where their next meal is coming from. Many count on school food programs. But what happens now that school is out?
And then afterwards, Steve's like, well,
if homeless or hungry, they can go get some fucking food, dog. Food stamps, bro.
The homeless don't go hungry, bro. They can go get a meal if they want to get a meal.
I disagree with that. Homeless people do go hungry, and a lot of places that serve food to the homeless, they run out, or it's just they have to portion it very small, so because there's a lot of homeless that come to it, so you can't really say that.
you're comparing children to homeless. Have you not been a child before? Do you think kids know where to? Yeah, but the teacher.
Call parties that do this for a living to find children the resources that they need. Like teachers do this all the time. They'll see a child that may be neglected and they'll make the calls or alert people to, intervene.
Abba just said that too. He said he went to school with a kid where the teacher had to give him food or the kid was eating that. So you admitted that you experienced that example. So I hope he's not gonna say something to contradict that.
Call child services. You want to put them in foster care?
It may be better than having the shooty ass parents.
Have you looked into foster care, Stevie? Have you Googled foster care?
Yeah, but you're
So then what's the solution, Abba? Let them starve?
describing these parents as ain't shit, bro. Like it is bad shit happens.
You want the teacher to wait till the kid's like emaciated and clearly skinny? You know what I mean? It's
That's what I'm
crazy.
saying. I was like, okay, this.
How am I saying we're waiting for the kids to be emaciated? Teachers are aware of, good teachers are aware of their students' conditions, man, and if they notice something off, yeah, I mean, maybe they may notice a child looking extra hungry. It's the same thing as like if they notice, a child that may be getting abused at the home. They're gonna make calls necessary to rectify the situation. They see a child that may look like they're hungry, you know what I mean? They're eating super aggressive at the cafeteria, or maybe they're, going through other people's food or whatnot. Like, teachers are able to observe. You know what I mean? But like, we're being nitpicky at the end of the day because, the beginning of this conversation, we were comparing, and I'm sure he's going to leave that part out. We were comparing, maybe I brought it up. Oh, he brought it up. He said, how was Kirk, the same person that is, pro-life and anti-abortion, so inconsiderate of the children that are, suffering from, well, I don't know what it was, food insecurity or food uncertainty, whatever label they created for that, right? And I posed the question. I said, well, what do you think's worse, abortion, the amount of abortions in America, or the kids starving? I'll provide that clip so y'all can see when I pose that question. I haven't even looked up the stats. Just know, literally to the sense of starvation. Man, you saw ChatGPT said starving is almost non-existent in America, bro.
Do you guys even Google this stuff? Do you guys even look into it? But you speak confidently against this stuff that's hurting hundreds and thousands of kids. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Who? I'll ask you a question. Um, which one is higher, the amount of abortions in America or the amount of starving children in America?
The amount of starving kids in America.
Oh, that's cap. That's cap.
That's cap? Did you Google it? Did you
I
Google it?
don't need to Google it, but
You don't need facts. But you know what? Facts don't care about how you feel about it. I need you to Google it.
Okay, I'll Google it. Well, somebody Google it in the chat, bro. But if we're pushing the goalposts and saying children that are not getting their meals or don't know where their next meal is coming from, that's another conversation to be had. I clearly kept repeating starving, 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 starving. Right? Americans don't know what starving is. We don't know what starving is, man. But I see what he's doing here. He's playing semantics and moving the goalposts with this conversation, bro.
To be right just to be right. What are we doing? Is that what you think the kid is gonna go out? Oh yeah, you know what? My lunch break. Let me go to this food bank real quick. Or hop in my car and go. Oh no. Why am I even trying to say this to someone? It's like you don't know teachers. You don't know what teachers do.
Honestly, bro, I already believe that App fucking preaches a sheep. I think he goes and does whatever Abba says. And I'm not saying that just because of this. There's many fucking videos where Preach is just out here agreeing with Abba to agree. Like, I don't think he really has a mind of his own. So, because I've seen it. I'm not saying in this instance, this is probably not what he truly believes, but I'm just saying I don't give a fuck about what he has to say. I'm not going to lie to you.
You have never been to school. It's okay to be wrong and say like, you know what? Hey, you're right.
And then afterwards, it kept getting colder and colder. He's like, all these EBT stamps, you get food stamps. I'm like, you want a 10-year-old to get food stamps? Like, y'all know. And then it kept going. And at one point, he just said, well, listen, man, it is what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and the world's not perfect, dog. It's not utopia, bro. So it's like, I get, and then I'm a capitalist, dog. I'm not in support of the government coming out taking care of everything. I know it's a problem. I never said what I want to do about it. I could care less. Like, it is what it is, dog. This life. Life is fucking hard, dog. And some children are born in fucked up circumstances, bro. It is what it is.
But to kids not having access to food, shit happens. I remember why thinking, like now with hindsight, I remember why this moment really stuck out to me. It's like, if you talk like that about kids not having access to food, is it any wonder why people think you guys are monsters? I don't agree with it. I think it's an abhorrent view to hold. But this is the extremism that leads to somebody like Charlie Kirk getting shot.
Bro, here we go, bro. He taking me out of context again. See, I ain't shit. He ain't shit, bro. I thought he was shit, but he ain't shit. You know what I mean? Because this whole conversation was about.
And again, like him saying shit is him. You see, like the first debate was about how the video said was kind of like justifying Kirk being shot because of the shit he does, or like justifying that people celebrate because the people on our side. I don't know if he's a right or leftist. I don't know the difference between the two. People on our side are dying and this and that happened. Da, da, da. You see, he said people who think like that is why people lead to getting shot. Like, so that makes it okay.
Kirk and how he
Excuse me.
demonizes Kirk, right? When he posed the question to me, I said I wouldn't be against the government if that passed, right? It is what it is. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be against it, but I'm not going to demonize Kirk for having this stance, and I understand Kirk's perspective, bro, but he just running with the, I guess, the negative shit that, I don't know, this must have got to him. You know what I mean? Because it ain't like I'm some big ass, YouTuber or some big ass personality on YouTube that's going to get him views. Like this really must have struck him the wrong way. So he must have only heard what he wanted to hear. You know what I mean? Because I got to pull that snippet up too. I said I wouldn't be against the government if they budgeted that for it, right? But I'm not going to demonize Kirk for his stance because I understand it.
We pay so much in tax dollars, and most of it goes to the military to do funding wars overseas. I don't think it's so crazy to say, hey,
I hate when people say that shit, bro. Show me proof that our tax dollars are being used to fund wars overseas. Show me proof that people are saying that that our government ambassadors or whatever are saying or are telling people, government officials are telling people overseas to use this funding, this tax dollars to start a fucking war. Show me proof of that. Because I can show you proof that we've been supporting other countries since the 1940s with our tax dollars. What about all the good that happens to the tax? Why is it not the people's fault who choose to use the money in the wrong way? If I give a homeless man $100 to here, man, go get food, get you some water, maybe get you an umbrella, clothes, a blanket, whatever you need, get some of those. If I give him that $100 for that and then he goes and uses it on fucking drugs and then ODs and dies, why the fuck is it my fault for giving him that $100 when it's on him that made the decision? We gotta hold people accountable. So if the people who we're giving our tax dollars to are using that money for fucking war, we didn't know they were using it for war. Now that we know that shit, I'm sure that they're gonna stop doing that shit. We're helping. You know how much money that we give support to Palestine? Like, what the fuck are RC saying? I hate when people say that shit, bro. Cause you like, where's the proof, bro? What government official said that shit, bro? What government official done that shit, bro? Cause I could show you proof to the contrary. Like, come on, man.
man, take 1% of that budget and make sure these kids don't go hungry. Take another 1% of that budget and take care of veterans. But
Yeah.
you know, like maybe,
But look,
maybe that's
but
wrong.
look,
I just think it's crazy.
I wouldn't disagree with you with that, but I don't disagree with Kirk either. I mean, I don't think he should be painted as a demon for having that viewpoint.
I mean, I think it's pretty demonic to not want kids to have meals. Personally,
He's not. He never said he didn't want kids that have meals.
He definitely didn't say that.
Is that the only conversation you see discussing that topic?
When he was suggested a food program to make sure that kids who can't get access to good food or decent food or have malnutrition get food, he said, "No, that's fucking stupid."
Can you answer my question though? Was that the only video did you let that video play and see what else he said in regards to that discussion?
Yeah, I played it.
And what?
I don't believe that he played that shit. Or if he did, like the debate with the Steve shit, cause I seen the debate and I reacted to it. I feel like this nigga really
What did he say?
hears
He
what
said
he
that-
wants to hear and runs with the most bullshitty shit. Cause the nigga didn't say
He
that.
thinks that the parents should take care of it.
No, he said. Pull it up right now.
We have churches, we have food shelters, we have billions, and it does not exist. We have a child obesity problem, not a child starvation problem in this country. That 50% of our kids are obese or overweight. There's not a single kid in America that has died of starvation in the last 10 years. Show me that kid. Show me. They're not. This is a propaganda thing from the Democrat Party. Our kids.
You know how he keeps saying starvation, right? He's using the word starvation. We're not talking about food insecurity. I didn't even know that was a thing, but he's talking about the word starvation.
Are so overweight they have type 2 diabetes by the age of 8. So the number one problem for kids right now is that they're not moving enough and they're eating too much, not that there's child starvation. Instead, let's get back to a time where we say, hey, parents feed your kids, churches feed your kids, communities feed your kids, not big daddy government coming in and doing what the family should do. With that, I say thank you guys so much and have a great day.
And I'm going to reiterate, there's government programs that literally focus on this, feeding the hungry, right? And I don't know what is available for children or whatnot, man. But even at this point, right, we're semantics, like moving the goalposts. I was talking about children starving, all right? That's what I said, children starving. But anyway, let's continue.
This kind of like bad faith, almost like mean-spirited. It's like, I don't understand what's Christian about that either. That's not yours, Christian, but Charlie is like, we have kids that are suffering. You guys are like super anti-abortion, pro-life. You guys want to preserve. Then these kids come out and there's like this smug attitude of like,
I'm pro-life. I'm pro-life. But if you're hungry, man, shit happens.
And if we're being honest, the comparison between abortions and food insecurity, it's a stupid argument, dog, because regardless of these children's circumstances, they still have the ability to live. So what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Why are we comparing killed babies to babies that are alive. Nobody in America is dying from starvation. We ain't about to do this, bro. We could have talked about all this shit in the fucking conversation, bro. So I don't know if he slipped on it, something bothered his ass, bro. But this shit is.
Do you agree that
This
there's a lot of
this shit is whack, bro. Because like you said, he's taking me out of context. What you did with Kirk. I'm not even trying to have bad blood with this fool. Not even that fucking serious, bro. But like this shit don't come across as genuine. So what I'm gonna do is pull up our conversation, bro, and I'll just let it speak for itself.
you said it was different in your video because Charlie Kirk died on camera and nobody was supposed to see that. Remember that you saying that?
Yeah.
Right. To me, I understand that the fact that he died on camera makes it much more graphic, much more in your face. But at the end of the day, murder is murder. Dying is dying.
But it's the effect that it has on society. It's not the same. In a vacuum, it's the same. But if people were able to see that video until the end of time now, right? They're able to see that man go out the way that he did, and knowing up until this, I can't compare someone else that had the amount of influence Kirk had. You know what I mean? If he hadn't been murdered in front of everyone at once, your analogy, your comparison would be fair, man. But you can't minimize that.
If Kirk's not killed on camera, is this situation more or less tragic?
It's less tragic.
So dying on camera makes a murder worse?
No, not the murder worse, but the effect that has on the people is worse because everybody can see it.
Sure.
It's different than watching a news report and you hear about somebody had something happen to them that was grotesque as opposed to actually seeing it, because this people are going through trauma with this right now. You know what I mean? They're going to have this burnt, little kids saw this. It's nowhere near the same as anybody else.
That's the effect that it has on you as an individual. But yeah, the tragedy is the same. The tragedy.
I disagree with you on that.
We're definitely going to disagree. Yeah. If my father dies on camera or doesn't die on camera, at the end of the day, he died. Somebody took my person away from me.
So you don't think the fact that everybody can see your father die and have that accessible 24/7 on social media is not going to make the situation any different than having him die?
No, it makes it different. But from a moral standpoint, it's the exact same. There's no difference in morality.
Well, morality is a different conversation. I'm talking about tragedy. I'm talking about the effects it's having on society.
Yeah, but if I'm talking about other murders, if I'm talking about other murders, I'm talking about the moral aspect of it. I don't care whether it happens in front of 100 people, 10 people, a school. It doesn't really matter to me. Murder is murder. All political violence to me that happens for political reasons are equally bad, whether they happen. That's how I feel about it. You might disagree with that.
And I'd imagine a lot are going to disagree with that perspective as well, man. The fact that you can see it, you can hear about somebody that died by the guillotine, but they're actually seeing it, is going to be totally different.
Totally different.
And with kids, college campus, in front of his babies, in front of his wife, the whole world see that, bro, it's entirely different.
It's different in the impact that it has on the viewer.
Yeah, but that's my whole point. That's my whole point, and that's why it's more tragic.
But that doesn't mean that we can't contextualize it with those other murders. You say it's not comparable, but I disagree. They died for the same reason.
If you had related that way, trying to bring up the similarities and how you conveyed it just now, it would make more sense. But that's not at all how you conveyed it in the video. It came from, a leftist bias type of perspective from my end, that you were trying to minimize it by bringing up other similarities. You didn't bring anything up about it being moral or...
I agree. I'm gonna say it again. In a reaction video that I did about the debate, you should go check it out. I watched the original video that Stevie is talking about, where Abba made all those comparisons, and it definitely did not come off the way Abba is saying it. Now that we have context, I get what he means, but it did not come off like that. And I expressed that shit in the debate video that I did. Go check it out, man. Go check out the debate video, man. Fuck.
Same morally, you just saying. To summarize it, Kirk died, everybody else died, and this happens with political violence. That's pretty much what you said.
Because what I'm getting at is not how he died, or like in front of who that he died. What I'm focused on is why was he killed. I don't personally care that he was killed on a live stream or in a pre-recorded video.
Do you think you're the anomaly with that perspective?
No.
Do you think that most people don't care that he died online?
I think that's the reason why it went viral for sure, but that's not why they care. You don't care about this topic because
what I'm asking you is, you say you don't care that he died on live stream. And I'm asking you, do you think most people don't care that he died on live stream?
No. Most people are focused on the fact that he was killed for political reasons. That's what people care about. No one's outraged by this whole thing because it happened on camera.
I'm not saying that they're outraged. I'm just saying that adds more nuance. It makes it worse because of that.
But that's in the background. That's not that important. What's really important is that
That's not in the background because listen, if that didn't happen on live stream, a lot of people would not have known about it. It would have been something that could have possibly been okay. I'm not gonna say it could have been slept under the rug, but the noise would not have been as loud as it is. And a lot of people care because it was televised.
he was killed for political reasons. That's the focus. That's not just a little bit. That's 99% of the focus. None of the coverage that we've been seeing lately is because, like, can you believe that people die on camera? Nobody's talking about
But that's not my argument.
Everyone's talking about.
Come on, bro. That's not my argument, dog. I'm not saying that it's only important because it happened on camera. I'm saying it's worse than everything else that's happened thus far because it happened the way that it did.
Okay, yeah, I think we'll agree to disagree. I don't think someone dying on camera makes it worse. I think a tragedy, death is death, murder
That's
is murder.
crazy.
If you are murdered by somebody on camera in front of a body, so
you don't
nobody
think
sees it.
So I played the whole thing. You didn't take nothing out of context, bro. So you tell me what's worse, what just described, or the fact that someone, I don't even know what word to describe that as, demented enough. Is that the correct word? Or desensitized enough, or I don't know what it is, bro. But for someone to say that this assassination happening publicly for the entire world to see does not make this instant more tragic, and it's no different than any other murder, is asinine. That's problematic. Of course, it's bad because he died from political violence, but it's much worse that the entire world saw this man get clipped the way that he did.
And they're celebrating it because of it.
It was fucking tragic. People are not meant to see that. Murder is murder is absolutely not the case. The severity of the actions, the grotesqueness of the actions, and on top.
All of that matters. Like how it matters that's why there's first degree, second degree, third degree, and I'm sure there's fourth and fifth degree murders. That's why there's different degrees of murder because it matters. How the murder happened, it matters, bro.
Top of the fact, people were able to see it. Children were able to see it. Students were able to see it. Mothers and fathers were able to see it. It absolutely makes the situation worse. That's much more severe of a societal issue that we're struggling with as a whole, because we've been desensitized to things to shit on what happened to Charlie Kirk the way that he did and say it's no different than anything else, and him being assassinated publicly like that doesn't make anything worse, bro. I pose a question to y'all, man. Charlie Kirk dying the way that he did, being assassinated the way he did, being shot down the way that he did, does that make his situation worse? Does that impact society more? Are people traumatized more? Are people going to have bad dreams more? Are those images going to be burnt in the back of people's minds more?
Yes. It's like Nipsey Hussle dying on camera and then seeing him get fucking kicked, or listening to George Floyd and seeing him talking about I can't breathe and literally taking his last fucking breath while that cop's knee was on his neck. Or the Trayvon Martin shit. Bro, yeah, it makes it a lot fucking worse.
It's entirely different from, back in the day, death row inmate dying from the death penalty from the chair, and you read about it, but then to actually see it, come on, man. It's absolutely different reading the amount of abortions that take place in America, but to actually see an abortion take place, the visual provided, bro, it makes the game entirely different, dog. Makes the game entirely different, bro, because we're humans. We're not meant to see that shit, and we can empathize much more when we have the action take place in front of us. So to shit on that and say it's equal to just any murder, absolutely not, bro. Absolutely not. Honestly, it made me think about, what things Abba has experienced, personally to address it that way. I mean, like, you have to be desensitized. You have to have dehumanized people to a certain point to say, nah, it ain't no different than me reading a headline saying somebody got shot. Right? Nah, bro. It's entirely different. But yeah, this was whack. This was whack. All right, got some more time. I'm gonna try to get through the rest of this
And I remember hearing that. And then I asked that about him in this, and he's like, yeah, I feel like the right is a bit more logical and things like that. You said the left is more emotional. So I feel like you think the right is more logical.
Yeah, I'd agree with that take.
Okay. And as we discussed the whole topic of good versus evil, there's a portion of it that's really interesting.
The cancer needs to be cut out, bro. Ain't no talking to them. And it needs to be, get these motherfuckers out of here. It is war because ain't no talking to them. Ain't nothing you say to them. They need to be deterred. They need to be controlled. They need to be fucking exiled, decapitated, whatever your cup of tea is, bro.
That's what he said in the original.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be super good faith and think he was being hyperbolic and emotional at the time, and he didn't mean to say that we shouldn't take off the heads of people who said this stuff. But I'm going to just assume that. I'm going to be very good faith thinking he was just being spur of the moment. Let's listen.
I told him what I meant. I said I was just saying things to make
Yeah, he said that in the debate that he's speaking on the people that don't have a voice.
everyone that felt what I was saying feel heard. But whatever, bro. Whatever. This is some sensitive shit.
I'm a disagree with you. I think people who do evil things aren't necessarily evil. I think sometimes they're hurt. I think sometimes they are in a really bad place. I think sometimes these are folks that, and it's almost ironic too, because I do believe that people should be punished for the things that they do and they should suffer those consequences, but I don't think they're irredeemable. Labeling someone evil, I think, is a way for us to look at something and then simplify it. But the reality is that things are complex. People are complex, and the reason why they get to that place is very difficult. There's plenty of people who were white supremacists or part of horrible gangs and came back from it. There's how many people went to gangs and later on went to be the kind of people who keep kids out of gangs? Horrible things and came back from it. Same thing on the left side.
They better get back from it before it's too late. That's all I'm saying, because I ain't got time to care about why they are that they are.
Now, just before we keep going with this, I should also be accountable in the way that I engage in discourse, because plenty of times where I have probably written people off out of frustration because you just see a lot of shit every day. We all have those feelings. The important part is that when we're talked back from that ledge, we don't stay there. Because the moment you start looking at people and looking at large swaths of people and saying they need to lose their freedoms, they need to do this. Listen, y'all can think it's despicable. I agree it's just despicable. I agree there's a lot of bad things, but it doesn't mean that these people should lose their freedoms. Because then we go into a place now where you are now criminalizing things that aren't criminal. They might be abhorrent. They might be views you don't agree with, but part of living in a free society means that the views that you have, you're allowed to hold them and still be free. Now, we might not employ you, we might cancel you, but this idea that we're going to bring violence, that we're going to bring police officers, we're going to put you in jail because we don't like what you stand for, understand how that can be used for persecution.
Bruh, Abba is disingenuous as shit, bro. What the fuck, dog? This is crazy, man. I don't know. I can't. It's like, were we having the same conversation, bro? You know what I mean? My whole point in that conversation was there's no talking to them. That's all I said. There's no talking to them. You know what I mean? And he's trying to take this moral high ground saying that, I'm saying that people should not be allowed to say what they say, right? Depending upon what you say and what is done from what you're saying you're gonna do, right? You deserve to get your freedom taken. You know what I mean? Or you say the wrong thing to somebody can hold you accountable. You know what I mean? You say talking shit, you're gonna have to back up that shit you talking at some point. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, bro, the whole point. Do I need to bring up timestamps for that? I thought it's just eye-opening. It's eye-opening to me, bro. The fact that he's taking things entirely out of context, trying to present a narrative when you can go see the conversation for yourself. I mean, if you want to cherry pick in different points of the conversation to manufacture a narrative, bro, that's the whole problem we had with Charlie Kirk, bro. You picking and choosing what you want to focus on and taking all the context out of it, bro. I label all these motherfuckers as evil, and there's nothing you can do with these evil motherfuckers, bro. You know what I mean? At one point, he said, well, if it's possible for these people's minds to be changed at some point, due with, tying, patience or whatnot, are they truly evil? All right, yeah. But You know what I'm saying? He's being contrarian at that point. That's not even that wasn't the point. The point is we got some evil, sadistic motherfuckers at this point right now who don't deserve any of my time and a lot of others' time by the energy, by the things, by the demonic, evil things that they're spewing online. That they're
I feel like if you don't want to fuck with somebody, you shouldn't be forced to fuck with them. You shouldn't be forced to try to take the moral high ground, especially after what Abba said that he would do to Trump. If that was his memorial that he spoke on, that he would get up, that he would not come back as a ghost and kill Trump, not even haunt him, but kill. And he wants to talking about, yeah, let's try to talk it out. A lot of
spewing
hypocritical
in
shit, sir.
public. You know what I mean? To me personally, in regards to someone's life being taken, bro, it's like there's no talking to some people. There may be some talking if you know what I'm saying, a nun that can sit there and waste your time talking to a wall at some point. But these fools have to go on their own fucking journey. I dropped a
Not everybody is fluent in that talking no jutsu, bro.
whole
Not
video
everybody
about
with
it,
it.
bro. Like some people you just can't talk to. Let them die on that sword, bro. All this kumbaya shit, it's not reality, dog. That's why wars take place. You know what I mean? That's why countries don't like each other. That's why people don't like each other, bro. Differences in opinion. And if you say the wrong shit, you do the wrong thing, there's consequences, repercussions for it. All this, bruh, I don't know. I ain't got time, dog. I'm going to go for a little bit more, bruh, but taking me out of context is diabolical.
Someday. You might be a religious person. What if the country becomes much more liberal or much more atheist? You might be the person who they come for one day and call evil. This is definitely the time where you want to tone that kind of stuff down. Now, I know it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here on my soapbox and pretend I'm perfect. I've done it myself. But this is the emotional side of things. You know, when we talk about people being emotional, this is called being emotional. You might feel justified, you might feel righteous, but the moment you just say, everybody who did this is just evil, then what that happens is that going after these people becomes justice. If you hurt them,
But I don't
it's not
I don't
bad
think
because
he
it's
said he's
justice.
gonna
You
go after
smited
them.
evil.
All right, bro.
That's all we got to do.
Yeah, Abba ain't shit. He ain't shit, bro. I got to pull up another snip. Something I just posted, bro. I told the fool in the middle of the conversation, dog, you trying to put words on me. Say you being emotional. You thinking with your whatever. Nah, dog. I said it's logical for me to cut these people off because it would be a waste of time communicating with these people. That's why I don't fuck with them. Don't shit surprise me about the fucking world. And I was extremely surprised to see that amount of fucking. There's nothing I can categorize, label it as outside of fucking evil. Or people that I didn't fucking expect. Even people that I know personally, brother, I didn't even think have that type of shit in them is out here celebrating a man's death that way.
But that's my point. I get how you feel. I get the whole, like the sensation of like, this world is a dark place and like we can't even negotiate.
I'm not
with
even gonna
it.
say the world's dark place. I'm just saying that part of the world.
But you said
is
you had no
dark.
hope.
I'm saying there's no hope for these motherfuckers. You may give them hope. I'm not. They could burn.
You can't approach the world's problem from a hyper emotional place. And that's what you're doing right now. You're letting the passion and the emotion of the moment govern how you're viewing the world. Yes, you are.
You misquoting me, bro. There is emotion tied to it, bro. I'm a human being. I'm not a fucking machine. But I told you, the reason why I feel comfortable having this perspective on it is because logically I know that there's no way to talk these people out of it. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of effort for what?
What's this logic? This logic that you can't talk people out of extremism.
There's no talking to any of these extremists, these evil motherfuckers, out of their frame of mind until they take their own journey to do it. And I'm not gonna sit here wasting my time trying to take them out when they not ready to have that conversation.
If you're not willing or you're not interested in that discussion, that's fine. But saying that there's no way to talk people out of forms of
there is a way. There's a way. I'm just saying I'm not signing up for it. You can. I'm not. Right. I feel good about it because I don't fuck with them. Right. But why would I waste my time talking to someone that there's no point in talking to? It's a logical thing to do. I'm done with this, dog. I'm just sitting wasting my time. I'm repeating myself, bro. It's like all taken out of context, and he's cherry picking. He's doing the same thing social media does, cherry picking certain things to bring attention to address a fucking point that had nothing to do with the conversation at the end of the day. You know what I mean? The conversation, the debate was about how he minimized Kirk's death and him manufacturing a narrative. Those are my issues, bro. And then he's cherry picking different things to.
And the crazy part is he really is like cherry picking and leaving a lot of shit out of context. Cause like I said, I seen the full debate. So the clips that he used, if he let them all play out, you would see that that's why I say y'all should watch the debate. Whether it's on my channel or whoever's channel, just I think you should watch the debate. It's an hour long, but I definitely think you should watch. You'll see what he's definitely taking this nigga out of context. Definitely taking him out of context.
Have this moral high ground, trying to be on some, Gandhi shit. We can all live in peace together. Nah, bruh. Nah, dog, but whatever. Whatever, dog. This shit is fucking this is whack. You know what I mean? This is whack. And it's whack because it's unexpected from, you know, I don't know album. You know what I mean? But now I'm having a real shit to base my opinion on him off of, bro. And this is very disingenuous. He's manufacturing a narrative again. He's taking me out of context and he's cherry picking things to address in this video that were pretty much irrelevant in our conversation, bro. I mean, I hit bro up on Instagram, dog, so I don't want to do this online. I mean, ain't no beef here, ain't none of that shit. Ain't that fucking serious, dog. But I'm definitely surprised by this, dog. So y'all do with that or y'all will, bro. But you know what I'm saying? I appreciate the attention, dog. I appreciate the views or whatnot. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? All publicity is good publicity, bro. But um, it's giving fake, bro.
Of course, more niggas is going. Abba's the bigger creator, but I don't know. I don't agree with some of the comments, but hey, man, y'all let me know what y'all think in the debate. I could see what Steve was talking about, and I could see how Abba seemed like he was cherry picking it. And I guess he was cherry picking shit, and the shit that he was saying is completely out of context, completely out of context. But hey, y'all go watch the full debate. Y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'm gonna catch y'all niggas later, man. I got the itis if y'all can't tell. So I'm gonna catch y'all niggas later, man. If nobody told y'all today, I'm gonna be the one to tell y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Peace.